All right, guys, so we are back from Tifton. Really appreciate the turnout that we had, and we'll be talking about that a little bit today. Didn't really have time to get a video edited from the event, but if you stick around, then maybe I'll show you a couple small clips from going and enjoying a great time with a lot of people. So today what we're going to do is kind of just walk around. I want to show you a couple just different trees and plants and stuff that we have.
Dean Family Acres.
Today we're going to walk around and kind of show you, see how the upper orchard is doing, and then we might end up looping around and seeing how some other things are going. So we're going to check in, see exactly how some of these pear trees are doing, plums, and then some of the apples. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us this week. Hopefully you'll stick around for the rest of the video and catch a few clips from Tifton. We'll be talking about that a little bit today too. Thanks. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. It's just always blows my mind how many folks are interested in seeing what's going on in some guy's backyard as we kind of highlight a few things here or there. We did make it to Tifton, made it back. Had a good friend of mine ride with me, and we had a good time. Took a little bit of extra trip as well. Actually made our way down to Florida. That's an upcoming video, so y'all kind of just stick around. If you hadn't subscribed, I would encourage you to do that. You do that down below. Don't forget to hit that bell. I always wait to the end to say that, but why not say it early on? And if you want to kind of get the update of as soon as we get some of this other stuff posted, that's the way to do it. Otherwise, you kind of might forget and you don't come back to us and that kind of thing. So today we're gonna keep rolling forward and talking a little bit about our upper orchard over here and how things are going there. And I'll kind of intermix a little bit of Tifton just to give y'all a little bit of a teaser as we're kind of out here today trying to get a video for y'all, and also just giving an update of how things are looking, what's going on. Let me just spin the camera around here for each and every one of you and let y'all see exactly how things are looking here in the orchard. All right, guys, so I know some of this stuff I didn't necessarily post, but I did graft some different trees. So this is another tree that we had. This was a golden Dorset, and I left, let's see, this branch here is golden Dorset, but then everything else I kind of grafted over. So I don't think I posted a video of that, but you can see we've got issues with, I think those are codling moth worms eating away at leaves and catching them. We've also had some of, I forget what these are, little white things there. So all right, guys, so this is the tree we grafted a couple of years ago. And again, I feel like I need to come out here and spray, but they have been growing, just not a lot. But you can see there, again, codling moth. I'm pretty certain that's what that is. The worms just kind of eat the leaves completely off, and then you don't really see them or find them. Anna apple here. This is one that has done much better this year. We pruned these pines back, and because of that, it has grown a whole lot better. I do need to stake it. You can see it's got a good lean to it. All of our trees here that we got for coming, doing okay, except this one, which apparently has gotten every single leaf eaten off of it, and it's probably moved on to the next tree. I do think that as a whole, apples are kind of hard here, just being honest. We've got some, but you just got to keep an eye on them. You know, there's the weather and all that kind of stuff. Varieties. Liberty here has done pretty well. But again, you know, just the pest. Got to keep an eye out on them. Another Liberty here that's done so. I had to put this cage around it. I think a deer actually ate it through the fence. a bald one there. This is actually a blue Pearman. You can see it did get some damage from cedar apple rust. I believe is what I thought that's what this was. But it's grown through it, which has been good. Golden Dorset. Again, had a little bit of cedar apple rust late. We did spray for cedar apple rust this year. One time early on. Probably should have done that again. This is the pear that we actually got a couple years ago. We did a video on this. It's done very, very well. Hopefully this coming year it'll start forking out. And then the pears that we did early on when we first started doing YouTube, first moved here, they're doing pretty well as well. I forget the names. I always forget and have to go back and look at the videos. This was supposed to be a Korean giant. These are not Korean giant. Just showing you what they are. They all look a little bit disfigured. That one looks pretty good. And we got some fire blight again this year. I did graft this last year, so this is a housey or hoosey, however you pronounce it. And then this is a raha. We were actually talking yesterday, or on Friday, sorry, so 2 days ago, about a guy who has a raha at his place when we were at Tifton. And he was just talking about it hadn't produced yet, but how well is it done? And I told him, I said, hey, I've got 2 of those grafted. So this one here, as well as this one, were both grafts. They've healed up well, grown a little bit. They might fruit next year. We shall see. You can see I've kind of tried my best to space them out with homemade limb spreaders and then pulling it down to this one. We'll probably loosen this up later this year. And then this is a Shinko that we did earlier this year, right here. Not sure if that's Shinko or not. I'll have to check on that back one, if it's growing off of the grafted piece or not, but I know that's what this is. So I was hoping to make this Asian pear tree because I don't think that's what it is. But slowly but surely. You can always modify it. You got a good root system, you can make it happen. You can see the blueberries back here in the back. They've been doing so-so. Not the greatest. I think that part of that's just how we separate them, that kind of thing. Here's the Frankenstein pear. And this very, very dominant bunch right here is, the Bradford that is kind of trying to take back over. I also let a root sucker come up thinking that I might graft that next year. You know that's what it is because look at our lovely thorns there. You want to be careful around those, but there's a chance I might graft that into something else. And look what we have here, a little friend. This is the first one I've seen this year. This is not a year that we're supposed to get a lot of these. If you know what it is, comment down below. I'll make a comment about it here in just a little bit. You can see we got some bad fire blight on a LeConte, and it hit it pretty hard, but honestly that's the only thing that it's hit. So there's a good chance that we might pull that out. Speaking of checking on things, check out this bald one and look at this wire. Good timing on checking that out. We need to loosen that up a little bit and probably put it on a further out branch just in time. Bring it over here and do it one-handed. I bought these tags last year and now I can't find them. I don't know, I had a whole box of them and I lost them. Bought them actually 2 years ago, so I did that in 2024. But these are all doing well. If nothing else, Bradford does a great job of having some serious production for scions. That is certainly there. Here goes one of our apples. I forget, this is actually a crab apple. Forget which one this is, but that's there. I'm gonna test my knowledge today. This is the, I think, Black Ruby that we got from Ison's. I was actually talking with Greg Ison at the event about how well their trees do. I know that especially on this one, I need to gently pull some limbs down like this to encourage fruiting. I tried to do that a little bit, and I think I've been a little bit late on some of them. Actually cracked a few, but I think if I can kind of get a few of these and just pull them out a little bit, let them go for a year, then we can untie them. These are the other plums. I will be honest, I have not been watering these nearly as well as I should have. I've probably watered these maybe 4 times this summer, which is not good. This one does not look the greatest, which is the Flavor Rich. I think I actually had someone looking for one of those. I know I can't even remember right now. I'm just not thinking through all the way. I know that's Green Gage. And I know that, drawing a blank, can't get it. I mean, you see how each and every one of these are doing. I'll try and put the names below at the bottom so you can see. They're doing okay, but they're definitely not thriving. And I know that this one here and this one here are both our rootstock that we had before. I mean, you see that root sucker next to it has taken off, and how much better it is growing than the other one now. It's almost crazy how well that's doing. And then that one was where we had the spring satin, but it died back. And then these two were the ones that we grafted and planted out here first. This one is doing absolutely amazing. Looks like it's getting a little bit of sun scald here, which isn't the greatest, but you see my makeshift limb spreader there. But honestly, this isn't perfect in regards to a plum, but that looks pretty good, especially that have been in the ground like I think 2 years now. So that's what we've got so far here in the upper orchard. Then we also have the blueberries. Those are doing well. If I could just keep on top of the grass, it has been growing like absolute crazy. So those of you who haven't been around very often, or this is your first video, we're in the upstate of South Carolina, and we have a lot of muscadines, a lot of blueberries, these other fruit trees, some blackberries, landscaping things, some edibles beds, some citrus, some figs for sure, mainly muscadines, blueberries, and I would say figs are probably our top 3. But once these plums and things get going, we'll see how they do. Plums can be a pain, as with any stone fruit, but we have peaches as well, and pears and apples and persimmons and kiwi, strawberries, you name it, we kind of have it within reason. But we've got these blueberries here. A couple years ago, we started doing them as root suckers. We had a friend who had some blueberries in rows, and they kept growing out. You know, they just start suckering. You kind of see some of these shoots starting to come off. Some are coming off the bushes, some are actually coming from the ground, and they'll kind of start growing out into your walkway if you aren't careful and don't stay on top of them. Well, they were doing that with this friend of ours, and we should have well, actually what we did was we said, hey, listen, we're happy to go out there and kind of help clean that up. Instead of y'all mowing them down, let us come around Christmas time, first of the year, and we'll come out and do that. So that's what we did. So we ended up over here, we've got Tiff Blue, Powder Blue is the second row, Climax is the third row, and the fourth row is Premier and Titan. We do have two O'Clockney up here on the front side, and then we've got some others that are potted, that kind of thing. So these are each about 60 feet rows, and so 240 foot ish of blueberries, plus the other ones that you saw earlier in the video, and then potted as well. So lots of different things there. Let's walk over by the muscadines. I know I was just going to keep it orchard content, but I knew some of you guys are probably wanting to see at least some of those. All right, guys, I know we were out here just about a week ago, but figured I would kind of let you see where things are, and starting to get closer to ripening. I know I got some haul down there by the dog fence, and not quite on Ruby Crisp. You see that? Some people would pick that, you can, but there's just a little bit too much green up here at the top for me. I like them again, dead ripe is my preference. Black Beauty getting there. Really got to get a post up out here, guys. Really got to get a post up. Getting there, getting there, getting there, getting close. Oh. Yeah, we'll go with that one. It's a little one, but we'll go with it. We'll taste that in just a second. Got in here that are dead ripe. You can eat Ruby Crisp earlier, but man, they taste so much better if they're completely dark all the way to the tip of the vine. Not quite. Nah, we'll wait. You can see starting to get some growth going. We can just stay on top of this grass. And Supreme is not far behind as well. That's a nice size one. That baby Black Beauty right next to it. All right, guys, got a little baby Black Beauty. Definitely getting there on the ripeness. Everything else I picked is like, no, wait, wait, wait. Be patient and wait. So that's what we will do. We will be patient and wait. I did want to show y'all two crepe myrtles that I've got over here. I planted on the corner of the house that I thought they were seedlings. They might have actually been, root suckers, but they've got super pretty color. So I'll let y'all see these. When they first bloomed, the yellow was very prominent. Let's see, within the blooms. I don't know that I've seen any crepe myrtles that have that yellow in the blooms consistently and being that bright as it was. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just not paying attention, but kind of unique on the white flowering version. All right, guys, so I found a handful of haul, so apparently that's what's ripe now, and I'm gonna enjoy a few of these. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna give a couple clips for what was going on in Tifton, so you can kind of see exactly what we saw, what we did, that kind of thing, and then give you a little bit of a teaser to want to come back and see exactly what happened with the full presentations and all that kind of stuff. I will say thank you so much to Dr. Connor for them just organizing that. I know it wasn't just him, but him and the whole team folks at UGA. And Tifton campus as well, specifically had students helping this year. We had about 70 people, was my rough estimate. I didn't get an exact count, but I think that was about how many we had. Told me they had 100 signed up. So it's pretty impressive. Glad the word got out. I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said, thank you so much for doing what you do. You know, you're the reason that I found out about this. You're the reason that, you know, I'm here. Or, you know, you're one of the reasons that, you know, it keeps it exciting and interesting. So I'm definitely not tooting my own horn here. It's just great to know and have people who want to support you and kind of share exactly what they're going through. You know, I mentioned that before with just some of the stories and things. You know, if you're dealing with something, know that there's a truth out there that is available, and being able to kind of share that truth and talk with folks and talk about muscadines and all the other great creative things that we get to enjoy was also awesome. So thanks so much for each and every one of y'all. I'm sure Shane will be putting out a video as well, so don't forget to check out his video and see exactly what shenanigans he got into. I know he was out and about talking to people as well, but y'all are, I'm telling you, if these muscadines is something that you're interested in and you get excited about, you're gonna want to stick around, because we're gonna have some highlights on our trip this weekend. And I really wish I could have done more with the video for this week, but to be honest, y'all, I'm whooped. I'm kind of tired, and you know, we added a little bit to our trip, so it was a little over I think about 7 hours home, with a few detours and looping around and all that kind of stuff. But we got some surprises for you, and a few other things too. So thanks again, guys. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed one. Please join us next week, as hopefully I'll have some time to get at least one of these Tifton videos edited, so you can guys see exactly what we got to experience this weekend and had such a great and wonderful time.
Just gonna get ripe, and if they're ripe and it's, you know, raining